Oli Thompson before FEN Fight Exclusive Night 28. So Oli, it's nice to see you again in Poland. Hello.
Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Oli, how was your trip? Could you please tell us how did you came to Poland?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it was a bit more complicated than normal because normally I fly from London Gatwick. London Gatwick is very close to where I live, but because of the situations with the coronavirus and different rules in England, there's not many flights. So I had to fly from London Stansted, which probably to you and most people would say, oh, it's still London, but it's actually a lot further.
Yeah, I know. I know Stansted.
Yeah. So it took me a long time.
Yes, it is.
But that's okay. But the biggest part of the journey was I had to fly to Berlin and then drive from Berlin, get a lift from Berlin. It took a long time and there's a lot of traffic as well. So it was long. I don't mind, but I much prefer to just get on the plane, get to the city and then come and relax.
During this pandemic and COVID situation, all of the fighters had some troubles with having a good preparing camp. How was it with you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it was better or worse. It was different. Yeah. We've had to adapt, and the people that stay in reasonable shape during tough times, because it's been tough for motivation, and obviously more training on your own, not so much training with partners, which isn't perfect. So for me, it's been tough. I'm not going to say it's been great. It's been tough. It's tricky to set things up and to find the right people. But I've managed. I'm experienced enough now that when you're at that point of experience, you don't need loads of time. You just need enough time to get a strategy and to make sure you're in good condition. The last time you saw me, I had 2 days' notice. So after that, everything's good.
So when did you get the offer to fight in Poland at the FEN 28?
We made the deal, I think 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, maybe give or take a day. So not a lot of time, but I wanted to be ready since the last fight at short notice. I wanted to be ready, and I've been staying active and busy, lifting weights, running, cycling, so that I could jump into something if I need to. Because sometimes when you're coming off of a loss as well, especially in this sport, sometimes you have to gamble. You have to gamble on yourself. And if you wait, you don't get the great opportunity. But sometimes, if you're ready, an opportunity could be possible, and if you're prepared to take it. So you need to make sure that you're in a situation where you can take it, and that you're prepared physically to make it a victory.
So we have a great opportunity for you to take a belt with you. It's not going to be an easy fight, because when we hear people talking about this fight with Szymon Bajor, everybody's saying that you are an underdog. How do you feel with it?
I'm an underdog only because we're in Poland.
Yeah.
I'm not really an underdog, but I'm also an underdog because in the fact that in this game it's not just about the quality, it's about the form. And form is important when we judge these things. So and I think, without remembering the exact type of form, Bajor has better form than me. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Better form. But form comes and goes. Form is temporary, and class and standards and levels will always prevail in the long run.
It's not the first time that you're supposed to fight with Szymon Bajor. You had one opportunity to fight with each other a couple of years ago, but it didn't happen.
Maybe 5 years ago, something like this. It was a show in England. I think it was maybe Pitbull Fight Championship. I think they did a show, and I think I hurt my neck or my shoulder or something like this. So we could have already done it back then. But I'm sure we're both very different now as well. We both had some highs and lows along the way. We're more experienced now. It's almost more relevant now. It's more relevant, and we're fighting for the title, which is kind of creates even more importance to the fight now than it would have been then.
Do you feel excited fighting with Szymon?
Yeah, I'm excited for every fight. I was excited in November when I fought on 2 days' notice, and I'm excited for this fight. I'm also I like to fight. I like fighting, and the fact that I can get paid and make a living out of it is great. That's why I do it, because I can do it. That's what allows me to do it. But I still have a passion for competing, and I still have a passion for fighting. And also, every fight I've ever had, every competition I've ever had, in my mind, I think I can see myself winning. And sometimes you don't win, sometimes you do. And this is no different. And I can see lots of problems I can cause. And it's a good fight. I'm fighting for a belt. I'd be very proud to take a belt home, but at the same time, I don't actually care about belts. belts are just a nice, they're a better trophy. They're a better trophy than one of them massive ones. I'd rather have one around my waist.
Yeah.
You know. Also, I've won a good belt. I won a good belt in 2015. I won the world openweight title for the Grand Prix in Japan for IGF, and they gave me the belt. It was all diamonds and rubies. A really big, heavy belt. So I got the belt after the fight from a 1 year big tournament. Very, very happy. And then when I went to exit the building, security took it back off me. They said I couldn't take it because it was too expensive. They said I might not bring it back, and I wouldn't have brought it back. So it's fair. Yeah. But I haven't seen it since. So you know, I've won a few good titles in my time, and I'd like to win another one. But having said that, the reality is how the importance of a fight really is the opponent. You know, you could fight in a room somewhere for no money. But if the opponent was the right person, that's what the real meaning of the fight is. Not how big the show is, how big the belt is, and stuff like this. And he's an opponent with a good record. He has a good record, good numbers. He's as I say, I'm an underdog in Poland. So I don't know if that's an opinion or a wish. But either way, it's the same difference to me, and it doesn't make a difference.
Okay, so event will be in studio, so with no public. Is it an issue for you?
No, it's not an issue. It's different. It's going to be different. Like Igor said, it's more of like when you're sparring in the gym. You know, you can hear everything. You can hear what's happening. You can hear someone drop a penny. You know, maybe if I was going to say, if I did something similar, I would say when I fought in Australia for UFC, my first fight, I was first fight of the night, and it was at 6 a.m. in the morning because it was for American TV. So there wasn't many people in the arena, but still probably more than there will be in the studio. And but it was interesting because it was quite quiet. But you know, we had about, it must have been like 20, 30 people in the arena in Sydney, Australia. But once we started hitting each other, all of them were loving the fight, and I want everyone in this studio to love the fight. You know, I love to just to get the opportunity to serve up a classic. I love to have a classic. I want to have a fight where people watch it and think, I want to watch that again. I want people to hit rewind and watch the fight.
Okay, had you had any opportunity to watch some fights from Szymon Bajor?
Yeah, I have watched them fights. Obviously, I watched them fights a long time ago. I don't really remember too much about them fights because it was. But really, I will watch the fights. I don't watch too much. I'm not obsessive about it. I just want to get an idea of someone's shape and the movements and their preferences, if you like. And you know, when you got guys like him, or even like me, when you got 20, 30 fights on the record, you can't watch all of them, and it'd be too much to watch all of them. So really, you've got to watch maybe recent fights to see some tendencies, and you might see some problems for them, and you might see some problems for you, and try and work it out. But I'm not a big watcher. I don't watch lots of fights because I think sometimes it overcomplicates what you want to do, and I think sometimes the priority should be concentrating on what you do well and how you're going to hurt somebody, rather than how someone can hurt you, because you have to go and assert yourself and take the lead in the exchanges.
Oli, let's say that you are going to win your fight and Igor Pokras is going to win with Michał Kita. Is it a problem for you when you think about it? If FEN would like to fight him in the next fight for the belt?
I want to win the belt, and I want Igor to win his fight, but I don't want to fight Igor. And that's where I'm at.
So it's not going to happen?
It's not a discussion I'm really thinking about.
Okay, so let's talk about Szymon Bajor. You said that you have had an opportunity to watch his fights, some of the fights, former fights, and how do you think, what advantages does he have in a cage? What could be dangerous for you when you see his game?
I mean, the thing with MMA is there's a lot of confidence in this game. So when I talk about form brings confidence. So, like in this game, when you're winning comes easy. When you're not winning is so hard, because that belief that when you're winning, you think no one can touch you. But if you're not winning, sometimes you can feel like it's so hard to get the win. I don't really suffer from this. You know, I've had ups and downs. I've had highs and lows. I can be unpredictable. Sometimes I can come on my best and be anybody, or can have a day where something wasn't right. So these are factors that can for him, he will feel confident. He'll probably read the Polish favourites is him, which is fine. I'm okay with that, because I prefer to. If everyone was saying that Oli's going to win this easy, this would worry me. This would worry me. I don't like this. I never like this. Sometimes I've had a few fights in my career where I don't want to say they were easy, but they were nice fights, and I was nervous. And sometimes even when you win really easy, but you make a few mistakes, you feel bad. You feel like that was terrible. Whilst when you fight someone where people think maybe people think they're really good, you know, like I fought like Mitrione in Congo or Jordan, for example, people think you're really good, and if you do reasonably well, people are very impressed with it, even if you don't win the fight. And obviously Simon, he's maybe not considered that amongst them at this time, but he's got a good record and he's well respected. So it's not a big pressure on me to win from anybody else. It's a pressure from myself, because I like to win, and it's an opportunity. And when opportunity comes, I want to take it. But I'd much rather I thrive off being in an arena where I hear some boos, to be honest. And you know, I've had a lot of fights in Poland. I've had 5 fights in KSW, 1 in London, so 4 fights in KSW, 1 fight in DSF kickboxing. Yeah. And in none of the fights was I really the favourite from the crowd. For example, when I fought Karol Bedorf in Warsaw, and for the first round, 2 rounds, he gave me a real hard time, and the crowd were really loving it. They were loving it, and that's okay. But eventually, you know, when they start seeing this guy doesn't go away. He doesn't stop. He's brave. He keeps fighting, and he's starting to win. You also start to win people. And that's really genuine, because when you cheer for me because you are from England or from my town or something, it's nice. But it's automatic. But when you cheer for me because I made you cheer for me, then you earned it. Yeah, and it's a bit like it's a really nice feeling. And even if you don't win, when you turn people around, there's something about that makes you feel a really certain way. I can't really describe it, but it's an amazing feeling when you and even when you get that if you get that and you say you don't win as well, or much as you're disappointed you didn't win, it really it shows a lot of your character. The fact that you brought them people around. Initially they didn't hate you, but initially they just automatically went against you, and by the end of it they kind of had a bit of a love for you, and that's kind of how my relationship with the fans over here has kind of gone. And you know, I'm not loved by everybody. I'm not going to say that. I'm trying, but over the time and over the fights, people have gained respect for me. I like to think, or most people have, for either my great performance sometimes, and sometimes not so great performance, but the fact that I will fight to the end every time.
So Oli, you already told me that it's good to get a good payday for your fighting, and it's good that you can earn on your life with fighting. But I would like to ask you, according to what you said now, what is the most important and the greatest thing in being a fighter?
Only one answer. Well,
it would be great, but you can also say a couple of things.
Not the money. I'll say not money. I love getting the money, but the money will go. Like all money goes, right? So you get the money, and then gradually it goes down. Then I need some more. So that's not so great. Some of the memories and the people is great as well. I'm going to say probably just the fact that I do something that I love doing, and that I want to do, and I say I'll do. That it's probably opened doors in the minds of other people to think that maybe they can do something they want to do as well. And really, I'm talking about maybe my daughters, for example. My daughters, like, maybe they will look and think, you know what, I don't want to be a fighter, for example. I don't want to be a fighter. But this guy, everything he ever wanted to do, to a certain extent, he tried to do it, and most of the time did it. So that's great. That's a really special, that's an everlasting effect. But also just any people in general, because I've been done well in different sports and come through, and I've always gone for it and everything I wanted to do. And a lot of people have a lot of fear of doing that, the fear of failure, or the fear that it's impossible, the fear of looking stupid and coming up short. And you know, I guess as much as the money's more important than this, but still, this is something that makes me very happy.
How long do you plan to fight? How long do you plan to be a fighter before going to retirement?
I will fight as long as I am capable to fight at the high level. Then I will fight. When the time comes that I can't function to that level, then I will know this is a fact, and no one will want to pay me to do it. And when no one wants to pay me to do it, I can no longer justify. When I'm at home and they say, where are you going today? I say, I'm going to the gym again. At the moment, I can say, well, why are you going there again? And I can say, well, I'm going there because you bought your food, you bought your shoes. But at some point, if it doesn't do that, like, why are you going to the gym today? Well, I'm going to train. Why? I don't know. I don't really know. So when I can't explain it to anybody anymore why I'm doing it anymore, that probably means I shouldn't do it anymore. I know it's a classic thing with fighters, like fighting too long. I'm not there yet. And I know people might look at like people's age and stuff like this, but I can point you to so many 19-year-old fighters who shouldn't be doing it anymore.
So it's not about age.
Yeah, it's how you can function. I mean, I didn't start fighting when I was a child. Well, not in the specific way of training and skillful. So I haven't got all them years of boom, where if you're my age now, maybe you would struggle, maybe talking slow, slurring your words. So I plan to fight for as long as I can, but I also am aware of where I am in my career, and I also spend time and effort and energy now in building other things that will last longer than fighting does.
When you think about yourself, do you think as a fighter of FEN, of KSW, or maybe something else?
Right here, right now, my only consideration is that I want to put on a big show for the FEN pay-per-view on Saturday night, and I want to leave with the belt around my waist.
That's great. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Great talking to you.